everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a book haul, which is pretty unusual for me because I almost never do book hauls because I don't really buy books in big sprees where it warrants a book haul. But this past weekend I've been doing some thrifting and going to the Goodwill a lot. I love the Goodwill. My family used to love to do this thing on Saturdays that we called Goodwill hunting, which essentially just means going to Goodwill and walking around and just finding whatever it is. You don't even know that you're looking for it, but you find it and you want it and you buy it, and then it becomes a part of your home. So I did some Goodwill hunting recently and I found so many nonfiction books and research material. And one of my favorite things to look for when I'm hunting in Goodwill is research books, because research books and research material can get kind of pricey and expensive, especially for biblical commentaries or concordances and Bible dictionaries and academic textbooks, and all those things can get kind of pricey. They're pretty expensive and they're not on the cheap side most of the time. So I love going to the Goodwill and going to the religion section or the history section or the nonfiction section and just finding whatever random thing that I can, and perhaps getting it if I think it might be useful to me or in some way, or it's just interesting, because you never know like what you might end up wanting to research someday. So I love going to Goodwill specifically for that purpose. And I recently went to 4 different Goodwills. So this is a combination of 4 different Goodwill trips. 3 of them happened this weekend, and then 1 happened, I believe, sometime last month in August. So it's September now as I'm filming and recording this. So 4 Goodwills across the past month, and I've been kind of hoarding them and saving them so that I can share them all with you. And if you don't like research books or nonfiction books, then feel free to bypass this video. But if you do enjoy just book hauls and seeing what kinds of random things you can find thrifted or just find in general, then be sure to stay tuned and keep watching this video. Of the most efficient way to do this, and I think I'm gonna start with the oldest trip to Goodwill and do that one first. So the first book that I got was this AD, The Bible Continues. I don't know how many of you saw this, but this was a series produced by Lightworkers Media with Roma Downey and Mark Burnett after the success of the Bible miniseries on the History Channel. NBC picked up AD, The Bible Continues, and they made a series based off of that. This is a nonfiction book by Dr. David Jeremiah, and it is called AD, The Bible Continues, The Revolution That Changed the World. And I bought this book because, one, I enjoyed the series. I did enjoy the series. I enjoyed watching it when it was running. I enjoyed the Bible miniseries and AD. I wish that the Bible had been longer. And I bought this because I'm currently researching the early church and the book of Acts. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I enjoyed the series, like I said. And yeah, you can see some of these I've already stuck orange sticky tabs in just because I've already started reading them or bookmarking things or highlighting things. So that's why those are there. The next book that I got is this Encyclopedia of the Bible, Life and Times, Meaning and Message, a Comprehensive Guide. Again, this one already has tabs in it, but it's really cool because there's like pictures. It's a bit older, obviously, but I don't mind. I enjoy looking at pictures and things like that, just for inspiration or learning new things. So this was really cool, and I love stuff like this where it's just an encyclopedia and it's kind of topical and you can look up things like clothes or jobs or different occupations or home life, like, and all those different things. And this one has quite a few sections. Yeah, so this one has a section on the lands and the geography, the archaeology, the story, religion and practice of worship in the Bible, key teachings of the Bible, home life in the Bible, family life in the Bible, people in the Bible, work and society in the Bible, places in the Bible, nations in the Bible, and an atlas of biblical history. So this one was really fun for me, and I just love stuff like this, especially when there's pictures, because as a writer, it's so hard to describe something that you've never seen. So I love it when I find things that have pictures in them that I can kind of look at and draw inspiration from, and things that again are just like topical and I can kind of just look up like you would look up in an encyclopedia. And the last book that I got from this trip to the Goodwill, the one that happened in August, was The Biblical World, an illustrated atlas by National Geographic. And I bought this one because, again, I think the same thing applies, where it's just there are pictures, and pictures do so much good when you can't necessarily travel. And like, here's just an example of some pictures of things that like I wouldn't know how to describe having not seen them. And yes, you can technically look all of this up on like Google, but it's a book, guys. Oh, I should probably tell you guys some of the prices. So this was $2.99, and again, it's pretty big, lots of pictures, and I'm not gonna pass up a good deal for $2.99, especially when like the book new normally costs, here we go. New, it normally costs about $40. So that's a pretty good discount. $40 for $2.99. I'll take that any day over full priced for stuff like that. This one was also $2.99. The encyclopedia was $2.99, and this one was $2.99. So most of these are going to be $2.99 or in that range, because that's how the Goodwill book section works. But again, when I can get like all of these books, and I'll tell you how many I got at the end, but when I can get like 1, 2, 3, when I can get like 16 books for the price of like 2 or 3 books, that's a good deal. All right, so the next Goodwill that I went to, this was on Saturday. So as I'm filming this, it is Sunday night, but this was on a Saturday. So the first book that I picked up there was this one, and this was 99 cents, and it's a children's book, but like, hey, pictures. So this was 99 cents, and it's Mummies, Tombs, and Treasure, The Secrets of Ancient Egypt. I love ancient Egypt, and I love like anything from that time period and studying it and all of the like artifacts and archaeology. Like, I'm obsessed with that, as you guys know. If you've been around my channel for any length of time, then you would know that I love studying ancient Egypt. I don't know if I'll ever necessarily write anything set during ancient Egypt. I might though. I have learned the hard way to never say never. But if I ever do, I will have this quick little simple reference book full of pictures to help me research. This is another one of those photographic kind of coffee table books, and this one, it was $2.99, and it's Journey to the Land of Jesus, a photographic pilgrimage to the Holy Land, which was, again, one of those things where it's like, it's just full of pictures of different locations, and I love that. There's also just lots of pictures of like the landscape and the scenery and stuff that I wouldn't know about, because I think when we think of the Bible times, I feel like for me, and you can let me know if you're different, but for me personally, when I think about locations in the Bible, I sort of just think of it as like one vast desert with like one oasis in the middle. So it's good to have different pictures and things to help me visualize and draw inspiration from. The next books that I got, there are actually 3 of them, and they're a part of a series, and the series is Great Ages of Man by Time and Life Books. This was pretty cool because they're part of a series, and they had some more there, but I didn't get any of the like newer ones because they had some that was like 19th century and 20th century and 18th century. And while those centuries are cool, I tend to fall more into the ancient history category when it comes to stuff that I like to research or read about or write about. So I picked up these older ones, and they're really cool. So the first one that I got is African Kingdoms, the Cradle of Civilization, which, if you don't know, refers to like Mesopotamia and the ancient culture of Sumer. Imperial Rome, which I'm currently writing about Rome right now. So when I saw Imperial Rome, I had to get it, and these were all $2.99 each. And I think it's supposed to be just like a little reference set to show you like the interior of one of them. They're sort of just like encyclopedias, but specifically on like specific topics. So this is again the Imperial Rome one, but it's just lots of historical facts and things, and they were really cool. And again, for $2.99, I'm not gonna pass that up because you never know where my research might take me. So that was really exciting. The next Goodwill, I'm actually gonna jump around because this is the one that I went to today, but I'm gonna bring it up because it fits and you'll see why in a second. These were $2.99 as well. I went to a different Goodwill and they had some other books that were a part of that series that weren't at that first Goodwill. So I got Classical Greece and Ancient Egypt. And again, these are a part of the same Great Ages of Man Time Life series. So now I have 5 of them in total, and I wouldn't have found these if I hadn't gone back out again today. I just had a good feeling, you know? Did you ever get that? So here they all are up close. Here's the spines. The one that's faded is the Imperial Rome one. That one was a bit older, but I don't mind. And the Ancient Egypt one, the spine is not fully adhered, so the pages are falling out, but I can like glue those back together, I'm pretty sure. And again, for $2.99 each, it's a really good deal. So again, here they are up close. I was really excited about these. So then we get to the last Goodwill, which was technically the 3rd Goodwill that I went to. Jumping back to yesterday, Saturday now, for the duration of this video. And this is when I actually picked up some fiction books. The first one that I picked up, I don't know if any of you guys have seen the TV series Touched by an Angel with Roma Downey and Della Reese. I was a big fan as a kid and I loved watching Touched by an Angel. I was obsessed with Touched by an Angel. My mom and I used to watch it all the time together. I also had the opportunity to meet Roma Downey when I was, I want to say 13, maybe going on 14. I was 13 here in this picture, I'm pretty sure, but I had the opportunity to meet her, and that was really, really special for me, being such a big fan that I am. And this was $2.99, and this is Touched by an Angel, A Christmas Miracle. And these are basically a novella adaptation of the Christmas episodes of Touched by an Angel. And I just saw this and I was like, that is so cool and not something that I would ever probably be able to find today. And it was $12.99 originally, but again, this is just one of those things that like I would probably never be able to find today because it's older. Touched by an Angel isn't really on anymore. But this was really, really fun for me, and I have a little box of Christmas books that I put out in December. So I'm excited to put this one in that box as a part of my Christmas book collection. So this will probably obviously not stay out on my main shelves, but it'll be with like my holiday books, so that's exciting. And then I got 4 more fiction books, again all $2.99 each, and this was really fun for me because I went to this Goodwill and I kid you not, they just had like 2 shelves of Jeanette Oke books. Like someone who must have loved Jeanette Oke must have just like donated all of their stash to this Goodwill because there were tons there. They had the like not vintage, original covers of the Love Comes Softly series, which I really, really wanted to get, but I just didn't have the money to get all 8 Love Comes Softly books. And they're probably not there now if I went back after payday, because it's very rare that you find like a complete set of something at the Goodwill. But they had like the original covers of Love Comes Softly, which I prefer to the newer covers, but I have the newer covers. They had a bunch of One Calls the Heart books. They had a bunch of her other series. The one that I picked up was the Prairie Legacy series, and they had 4 of those, which I think it's just a 4-book series. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is essentially the grandchildren and great-grandchildren of Marty and Clark from Love Comes Softly. So I loved Love Comes Softly when I was younger, so I got these. I snagged these really fast. These 5 are the only fiction books that I got, so again, I had to. And I'm gonna peel off the stickers soon. I just wanted to make sure I had them on so I could tell you guys how much everything was. So yeah, we have book 1, which is The Tender Years. Book 2, A Searching Heart. Book 3, A Quiet Strength. And book 4, which is Like Gold Refined. So here's what they all look like all together. There's book 1 and book 2, 3 and book 4. And again, they had these same like the older style of covers for Love Comes Softly and One Calls the Heart, and I really wanted to get those, but I didn't. I only got these 4. I restrained myself, but like I literally almost grabbed the entire shelf because they were all like older editions or older covers or original covers of like every single Jeanette Oak book ever, which nearly killed me to walk away from, but I did. And then the last book that I got was, that's just, again, one of those books that's just full of pictures, probably more of like a coffee table book. A lot of these are like not necessarily like serious research books. I haven't found a good like commentary book in the Goodwill in a while, but I have found them before, and most of my research books are used or hand-me-downs from my grandparents or my parents. But this is a Reader's Digest, After Jesus, The Triumph of Christianity, and it's another one of those that's just full of like pictures and things for me to look at. And I love looking at pictures for research because it just gives me something. It's hard for me to remember necessarily just words, like just remembering facts, but if there's a picture that I can associate with it, I'll probably remember the picture more than the words, which will then help me remember the words, if that made sense. This one just had like a ton on Paul's missionary journeys and Syrian Antioch and the church in Jerusalem and how the church spread throughout Rome, and then different Roman emperors during the spread of early Christianity, which I'm just such a geek for. And I've been struggling with so much writer's block with my series, which takes place during the early church, and this just gave me so much to think about and so much like inspiration from the pictures and things. So I was really excited to snag this, and again, it's one of those that I've already filled up with tabs. Maybe. So this is my Goodwill haul that I can barely lift, and these are all of the books that I got. 16 books for the price of like 2 to 3 regularly priced or normal priced research books, coffee table books, all that kinds of things, and even to a certain extent some fiction books. I love a good deal. I love buying used books. I love going to the Goodwill and finding things that I wasn't expecting to find because it just makes me really happy, especially when I do find Christian fiction that I don't already own at the Goodwill, because that rarely happens. And it's also kind of hard to find because usually they just lump it in with like fiction. Like there's just one section of fiction and that's it, and then there's like a section of religion, and it's hard to find things in that section because that means all the religions are just all there, and of course they don't alphabetize them or organize them like Barnes and Noble does. So it's just kind of it really is hunting for something good. But those are all the books I got. Again, I'm really happy with all of these. So I hope you enjoyed watching this haul. Once again, my name is Jenna Van Mourik, and I'm an inspired writer and an inspirational fiction reader who reads, writes, and lives for Jesus. You can find more information about me as well as the book club that I host, which is a biblical fiction book club that happens quarterly on Instagram, in the description box below. You can also find links to my website, Instagram, Facebook, all of my social media handles. They'll pop up here as well to let you know where you can find me and connect with me. I post pretty much every single day, or as often as I can, onto Instagram and my blog, and of course I try to upload weekly here. Of course I'm still finishing up with college, so thank you all for following along with me throughout that journey, but you should see my face around here more often now that I'm finished with my capstone project and I am on the road to graduation. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoy buying used books. Where do you enjoy finding them? Leave that in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more content like this. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!